Welcome back to the Fairy Garden Discoveries, where every flower has a job, every helper matters, and even the quietest workers make a big difference. The fairy garden was very busy pretending it didn't need anyone's help. Flowers stretched wide in the morning light, some leaning left, some leaning right, and one leaning dramatically sideways for no clear reason. Leaves shimmered with dew that slowly vanished as the sun warmed them, as if the garden was waking up and stretching. Fairies fluttered everywhere, humming, twirling, sprinkling sparkle, and bumping into one another with cheerful apologies. "Sorry. Oops, my wing. Excuse me, petal." The garden looked alive, colorful, and perfectly under control. At least, that's what it wanted everyone to think. Bella hovered above the garden, turning slowly like a fairy-sized weather balloon. "Look at this place," she said proudly. "Every flower is blooming. Every leaf is shiny. We fairies really do take excellent care of the garden." She gestured grandly, nearly knocking over a daisy. Below her, bees zipped past in looping paths, landing briefly on flowers before zooming off again. One bee paused, bumped gently into Bella's ankle, and zipped away. Bella smiled, but didn't follow it with her eyes. Buzzing, after all, was just buzzing. The next morning, Bella knew something was wrong before she even opened her eyes. It was too quiet. Not scary quiet. More like someone forgot to finish the song quiet. Flowers that usually popped open like surprises stayed tightly closed. Others drooped as if they had stayed up far too late the night before. Bella hovered low, frowning. "The sun is shining," she muttered. "The soil is damp. The sparkle is sparkly." She squinted at a tulip. "So why aren't you cooperating?" The tulip did not answer. The fairies sprang into action. They sang louder, so loudly one flower actually leaned away. They sprinkled extra sparkle, so much that a ladybug sneezed. They fluffed petals, straightened stems, and whispered encouragement like, "Grow, grow, grow," and "You can do it." Nothing happened. The flowers stayed stubbornly quiet. Bella crossed her arms. "Well," she said, "we're definitely helping." The garden politely disagreed. Drifting toward the stone path, Bella noticed a small flower she hadn't seen before. It wasn't droopy. It wasn't wilted. It just looked undecided. Its petals were half open, as if it had started blooming and then thought better of it. Bella landed beside it. "Hello there," she said. "Are you feeling shy, sleepy, or dramatic?" The flower sighed. "I'm trying to bloom," it said. "I really am. But I feel like I'm waiting for something." "For what?" Bella asked. The flower shrugged its petals. "I'll know it when it happens." Bella went to work. She brought fresh water and poured it carefully at the flower's roots. The flower wiggled politely. She sprinkled sparkle, just a pinch, then a little more. She sang her very best growing song, complete with harmony. The flower smiled. "That was lovely," it said, "but I still don't feel finished." Bella blinked. "You mean you're not broken?" "Nope," said the flower. "Just incomplete." Bella had never heard a flower say that before. Bella lifted into the air and scanned the garden. That's when she noticed something very strange. No buzzing, no looping, no zooming past her ears. "Has anyone seen the bees today?" Bella asked. The fairies froze. They looked at one another. They looked at the flowers. They looked at the air. Someone whispered, "Oh." Someone else whispered, "Uh-oh." At the far edge of the garden, the fairies found them. The bees were gathered on a warm stone, sipping nectar and doing absolutely nothing. One bee reclined dramatically. "We're on a break," the bee said. Another bee added, "A very necessary break." Bella hovered awkwardly. "You're not working?" A bee opened one eye. "We are always working," it said, "until someone calls us background buzzing." Bella winced. "That was us," she admitted. "We didn't mean it like that." Another bee crossed its tiny arms. "We know, but gardens don't grow when helpers feel invisible." Bella's wings drooped. "We thought fairy magic did everything." The bees smiled kindly. "Oh no," one said. "Magic helps, but systems work." Bella tilted her head. "Systems?" The bees nodded. "You'll see." The bees explained how they visited flowers, brushing pollen as they moved, how pollen helped flowers share what they needed to make seeds, how seeds became new plants. One bee zoomed in a tiny circle. "Without us," it said, "flowers get stuck halfway." Bella gasped. "The flower by the path." "Yes," said the bee. "That one's been waiting very patiently." Bella rushed back with a bee beside her. The bee brushed gently across the flower's petals. The flower shivered. Then, pop! Its petals opened wide, bright and proud. "I did it!" the flower shouted, then paused. "Okay, we did it." Bella laughed. "So that's what you were missing." "Yup," said the flower. "Teamwork." Bella wanted to help the bees right away. She followed one too closely and bumped into a petal. She tried carrying pollen herself and sneezed so hard she spun in the air. She made a huge banner that read, "Thank you, bees," and blocked the sunlight. The bees laughed. "Helping doesn't mean copying," one said. "Sometimes it means stepping aside." Bella nodded. That made sense. The fairies adjusted their work. They planted more flowers. They made quiet resting spots. They watched instead of rushing. Slowly, the garden responded. Flowers opened. Colors brightened. Buzzing returned, steady and happy. The garden felt like itself again. That evening, the fairy garden glowed. Fairies and bees shared nectar, stories, and laughter beneath the stars. Bella smiled. "The garden doesn't belong to just us," she said. "It belongs to everyone who helps it grow." A bee landed beside her. "Together works best," it said. The flower by the path nodded enthusiastically, and the garden agreed.